Hello humans, my name is Alora Scott and I'm a storyteller. So yesterday I said that I wrote and illustrated you a story about using your gifts and sacrifice and the consequences of those things. So if you have a minute to sit back and relax, please allow me to entertain you with this story. Warning, this story is mature, it has blood and gore. Ymir sat praying and humming in the dirt with her baby Yabe strapped to her chest in a sling. Under the cover of shade, Ymir squeezed her hands around her pointed star pendant and its blades shedding blood from her palms to the tree roots beneath her. Please, let her stay, Ymir prayed. She could see fog in her vision, steaming from her blood in the soil. Quarina's symbol, black tree roots, burned into the brown of her wrists and ankles. Baby Yabe burned with fever against her breast. Ymir, Nemo called to her from a few feet away. Her tall husband stood watching. Ymir glanced at him for a long moment. Yabe wriggled in the sling, rubbing her little brown face against her mama. Are you deciding if you will stay here or leave? Nana Bea called Ymir and Nemo from behind, watching them from the back porch. Ymir sighed. She opened her bloody palms and tossed the pointed star pendant to the tree base. Nemo helped her stand. They walked through Nana Bea's garden to her porch. Are you sure you won't stay here with Yabe while I go? Nemo had skin the color of tree bark and silty eyes that shined in the midday sun. Ymir shook her head immediately. I brought you into this, and I won't leave you. Her lower belly cramped. So you've come to conclusion? Nana Bea questioned as they stepped onto her back porch. The woman stood slightly bent with her hands folded behind her back. Ymir slipped Yabe out of the baby sling and hugged her, kissed her forehead and her cheeks. A tear burned from Ymir's silver eyes. I know you'll always make sure she has a home. She handed Yabe to Nemo. He kissed her and whispered goodbye to her bright brown eyes. Together, Ymir and Nemo handed their Yabe over to Nana Bea, the baby cooing and wiggling and hot with fever. This is to keep you both well, Ymir said, opening her hand above Nana Bea's herb weighing basket. Silver coins formed and slipped from the blood in her hand, flowing and clanking until the silver reached the top of the basket and spilled over. Quarina's tree root symbol burned black on Ymir's wrists. 2 hours later, the festival in the town of Santeo was destroyed. A few unmoving bodies laid in the road, and in the middle of that, the red-haired triplets captured Ymir and Nemo. 2 soil-skinned whisper clones held Ymir, kneeling down in the dirt. Quarina's black root symbols on her wrists sealed her hands together. Ymir watched her husband Nemo spit hate at his captor. Ymir, they're not taking her. I'm tired of hearing you speak, Nadine chided. The first triplet, red-haired and silver-eyed, pushed a shadow pin through Nemo's cheek, his tongue, and out the other cheek. He groaned in pain, blood dripping down his chin. Pins stuck all over his body. He had a sword in hand, but he couldn't swing it. Konoba, the second triplet, stood over Ymir, alike with Nadine's red hair and brown skin, yet one eye silver, the other black. Her whisper clone squeezed Ymir's chin. You can't waste our goddess' gift without service. Where's the child, Ymir? Konoba demanded. A blade grew awkwardly from the blood openings in Ymir's palms. She dropped her head and whispered, Nemo, I promise Yabe will live in peace. Then Ymir snarled and ripped the blades from her arms into her hands. She stabbed at Konoba, then tried to swing around for Nadine, who cut Nemo's throat. Ymir felt like she'd frozen in place, but she was jabbed in the back of her neck by Susuna, the third triplet of the Death Daughters. The small, wispy redhead knocked Ymir to the ground, her nervous system fried from the precise, electrifying touch. For a minute, the world went still as Nemo tried to crawl to Ymir with one arm, his throat gurgling and spilling blood into the soil. Ymir reached numb fingers to him. And now your husband's gone. No one else need die if you fetches the child, Ymir. You must always pay for the gifts Quarina has blessed you with. Konobo taunted. She stomped Ymir's wrists into the ground. Ymir sobbed long and hard and loud into the ground until it turned to laughter. She rolled her forehead in the dirt. She was holding another knife. She lifted her head, feeling drunk. No, the goddess just wants blood. She slammed the knife through her belly and slashed open to the side, and her pain and blood sprayed out, and 1,000 shards of liquid steel that cut open Konoba and sliced off Nadine's head and tore apart Susuna and stuck in Nemo's chest. Glass shattered, wood shredded, as swords, knives, axes, and spearheads pierced through bone and eyeball and throats of the villagers hiding away. Ymir's body split apart, each piece of her blood and bone shifting into shooting shards of deadly metal, a blade of all kind, until it was just her head, and her eyes watched the sun fade away and the fog roll in. I really like this story. There is, I think, so much potential with what I could do with it. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. I'd love your feedback, and I also would love to see what you might create. If you want to create a story, I challenge you this week to create a story in any medium that talks about using your gifts or your blessings or whatever you want to call it, like the thing that makes you special, your character special, in any medium. And if you don't want to write a story, or if you don't want to create a story, but you want to experience one, please leave suggestions in the comments, because I know people can share ideas and we can get something really nice going. If you did like this story, please consider purchasing my adult illustrated nerd novel, Niche Tales Under Her Skin. I sell it on my website, alorascott.com, and also on Amazon. So take your pick, choose your strategy, I don't know. But I want to thank you again for taking the time to listen to me. I hope that we can get a nice conversation started and share some good artwork. And again, thank you, and subscribe, and I will see you again next time. Mwah.